We would like to talk about the subject of white sauce. This is our introductory post, and we will be giving you many ideas as to how to use white sauce. First of all, we want to assure you that this is nothing to be afraid of. You start with 1 cube of butter. We're making quite a large amount all at once, and we will show you how you can use it a part at a time very effectively. You don't have to heat it very high because you do not want to burn the butter. And as soon as the butter is melted, we'll be adding to the 1/2 cup of butter, that's what 1 stick is, we will use a 1/2 cup of flour. We are going to, that will make a roux, and we're going to toast the flour a little bit before we add 4 cups of milk. This is the basic white sauce. You can add a little salt if you like, but if you're in a household that's watching the salt, there's plenty of salt in the butter. So that's the basic recipe for white sauce. 1 part flour, 1 part butter, and 4 parts of milk. So you can make this in any size you want, any size batch. We'll also put on our website a chart where you can make just a small amount of white sauce, or our biggest one I think we'll do, which is what we were doing when we were testing recipes, is you can actually easily make a gallon of white sauce all in one batch. And that one I happen to have in my mind is 1 pound of butter, 4 cups of flour, and 1 gallon of milk. And that makes a lot of white sauce. We now have the butter melted, so I'm going to add the flour and work on the roux. Now the roux, the reason that you want the flour and the butter to cook together is there's a raw flavor in flour. If you were using this too quickly, you would taste the raw flour. But we want it to bubble up and brown just slightly. I'm saying slightly, but if you got into like cooking, Creole cooking, when they do their special sauces, the roux gets very brown, almost mahogany, not quite burned, but almost there. But we're talking about a basic white sauce. All we really want is for the flour to be lightly toasted and kind of a golden color. And it doesn't matter if it even gets to a medium toasty, it's still going to make a beautiful sauce. We just keep stirring it and make sure it's not too hot. I have it on kind of medium high, but now I'm going to switch it to medium. So here we have 2 minutes, and you can see that it's a light golden color, and that just makes sure that your flour is now toasted. Then you put all of the milk in at once, and you heat it up again. Bonnie likes to heat her milk so that it cooks and thickens faster.
Did you just heat it in the microwave?
Yeah. I just jack up the heat. And a small amount like this, it's not going to take that long. It's been gently bubbling, and now it has gradually thickened up. You have to be patient, because if you turn it too high, it will curdle. You don't want the milk to curdle. That's the only thing you have to avoid, really, rather than just being patient. I'm going to show you now that we have this. We can use it in any number of ways, this beautiful white sauce. But if you want to store more for later, especially we're asked a lot by those who cook for 1 or 2, how can I adapt recipes that are meant for larger groups of people? Well, any kind of a little container that you can use to fill and freeze this white sauce freezes well, but you don't want it in a big container unless you on purpose want to feed a larger group. What you really need is just these cubes are about an individual size. And we will put the link on getting these cubes, and you can investigate them yourself as to if it's about the right serving size. I'm thinking it will be about enough for one person for most of the recipes we've developed. And if you need more, then take 2 cubes and thaw them. So thawing them and then building your recipe around this this alternative to canned soup.
So if you were going to use it in a couple of days, could you just put it in a container in the fridge?
Yes.
How long? About a week? Or?
I would leave it in for like 3 or 4 days, maybe up to a week if you've had a real bad week and couldn't get to it. But this is filled almost the whole batch right there. And these are very handy. I have a number of these. I'm going to let that cool, and then I'll put it in the freezer and pop them out.
Could you put them all in a Ziploc bag
after they're you should. Mm-hmm. If you leave them in there, they need to be covered. So pop them out when they're frozen, put them in a Ziploc bag, label what it is, because there may be people in your house that don't know what that is and will throw it away. This is now a real advantage, especially for someone cooking for 1 or 2. And it's gold.